Open G tuning has become forever etched in the rock of our collective musical consciousness. It has a long and surprisingly diverse musical history. Some of the earliest evidence of written instruction for Open G tuning was published in St. Petersburg, Russia in 1798. The score was for a 7-string Russian guitar that was tuned low to high, D, G, B, D, G, B, D. That's right, metalhead. The 7-string guitar is over 225 years old, but I digress. In New York in the 1850s, Henry Worrall released a written score for a solo Open G tuned guitar called Spanish Fandango. Seeing as records had not yet been invented, by 19th century standards, the song was a smash success. In 1930s Depression-era Mississippi, Delta blues pioneer Son House released a song in Open G called Levee Moan Blues. Son House was a big influence on the young Robert Johnson, who would become the most famous of the Delta blues players, due in part to the 41 songs that he recorded for the American Record Company, which include the Open G songs Crossroad Blues, Come On in My Kitchen, and Walking Blues. Around 1940, upon hearing himself on the playback of a tape recording, Muddy Waters was compelled to leave his Mississippi farm and follow his dream to Chicago, where he recorded at Chess Records and had a big hit with the Open G song, I Can't Be Satisfied. Howling Wolf, who used to play with Robert Johnson back in Mississippi, soon followed in Muddy's footsteps, and he had a hit for Chess called Little Red Rooster, also in Open G. The Chicago blues of the 40s and 50s had a huge influence on the British youth of the early 60s, which began England's love affair with American blues music. The Rolling Stones took their name from the Muddy Waters song Rolling Stone and had a string of hit records. But on the band's 10th and 11th studio albums, Let It Bleed and Sticky Fingers respectively, Stones guitarist Keith Richards was greatly influenced by the seductive power of Open G, thanks in part to the American session musician Ry Cooder, who contributed guitar and mandolin tracks to the two seminal albums. The two guitarists had a falling out when Ry Cooder accused Richards of ripping him off. Whether he was founded or not in his accusation, the 1969 album Let It Bleed included the song You Can't Always Get What You Want, which is in Open G. But the follow-up album, 1971 Sticky Fingers, had 4 of the 5 songs on side 1, including Brown Sugar, Sway, Wild Horses, and Can't You Hear Me Knocking, all in Open G. I guess only Keith and Cooder really know the truth. In 1970, Led Zeppelin III was released and included the Open G song That's the Way. And then in 71, Led Zeppelin IV gave birth to the iconic Open G song Going to California. It was in 1982 when George Thorogood had a worldwide success with a one-chord ditty that he originally imagined for Muddy Waters. It would become his biggest success ever, and it would go on to be in several movies and TV shows, and the song is, of course, the Open G anthem, Bad to the Bone. In 1990, the Black Crowes released their smash debut album Shake Your Moneymaker and had Open G hits with Hard to Handle, Twice as Hard, and Jealous Again. By this time, Open G tuning had become a standard in the American popular music lexicon, leading to a whole new generation of musicians that have embraced what is one of the most beautiful and versatile tunings ever. Open G can be as simple or as complex as you want it to be. Play it with no fingers, one finger, a slide bar, or create soundscapes that are simply impossible to reproduce in standard tuning. Open G can be sweet, edgy, soft, or muscular. It is an indispensable tool for songwriters, and most importantly, it is an irreplaceable part of our musical heritage.